Nation, we're not one to talk about EPs a lot. We really aren't. There are some that we will touch base on, and others will kind of just fall through the cracks. This one is particularly interesting to me, principally because not only is it an EP, it's a covers EP for the most part, and it's by a band that certainly has garnered a lot of attention over the past couple of years, and certainly has a lot of people buzzing, especially after the release of their sophomore effort earlier this year. It's the band Ghost, or Ghost B.C. If you are watching this from America, this is a group that definitely has encountered a lot of criticism. It's also a group that has encountered a lot of praise, not to mention a lot of mystery that surrounds them. And this is a very mysterious EP, considering whenever you consider and think about covers albums that are done by heavy metal bands, you see a lot of other heavy metal bands being covered, being done, having that all be a part of it. Whereas with this one, we don't see a single heavy metal group. And that's what makes this also interesting. 5 tracks total on this EP, 4 covers, including one song, Secular Haze, which is done live. I'm going to get Secular Haze out of the way because I'm not a fan of this live version of the track, and it's just because everything has a very recessed feel to it. Everything feels like it was not recorded very masterfully. This is not something that's from a master tape or anything like that. The volume feels very tapered on it. The band itself sounds pretty good, but whenever you consider how they sound in the studio and how they sound live, obviously there is a huge differential, and definitely the best way to hear Ghost is to hear Ghost in the studio, though you still want to go to Ghost live shows regardless to anything and everything that this song may tell you about their live show, because not only is the real flair of it really worth it, the whole cinematic allure to it, or the theatrical allure, should I say, is worth it, but just, these guys are tremendous showmen, and they definitely have a lot to offer in that regard, even if the tinge doesn't have the best sound to it. So now let's get to the covers. 4 covers, I'm going to list them all individually, and I'm going to give you a second to pause and go, who the fuck is that? First track is If You Have Ghosts, which is a Rocky Erickson cover. Who the fuck is that? Rocky Erickson is a longtime musician who has had many problems throughout his life. He was a member and founder of the band 13th Floor Elevator. He was also a part of a band that produced this track, and there's just a lot more that had to go along with him. He was in a mental hospital for a long period of time because he was avoiding a jail sentence for possessing 1 marijuana joint in Austin, Texas. Yes, to possess 1 marijuana joint in Austin, Texas meant 10 years in jail. That's why Texas is just, I don't know. This is kind of a weird little ethereal number. There's definitely a psychedelic portion to it, and of course, if you know Ghost, if you've heard Infestissimum, which came out earlier this year, then you know that they definitely have a psychedelic vibe to them, so a song like this really has Ghost written all over it. And the one thing about it is that there is a haunting crawl to it, there is a haunting refrain to it. Everything about this really is able to satisfy the lovers of Ghost's more psychedelic, more trippy side that's able to expand themselves a little bit and kind of doesn't need to go with a mid-tempo or a higher tempo track in order to really boast a lot of allure. This is definitely a song that is able to really work to Papa Emeritus's vocal patterns, and he's really kind of the focal point of this track, and it definitely works. And I should have said Papa Emeritus II, but you know the point. Secondly is one that actually has been going around for quite some time. They've been performing it live for quite a while, and that's I'm a Marionette. It's an ABBA cover. And now, if you know ABBA, ABBA was a huge group in the 1970s and 1980s. They've composed music for films such as, I believe it was My Big Fat Greek Wedding or something along those lines. There's a couple of different things that they did. This is a group that is immortal. There are songs that everybody knows, and this I'm a Marionette is probably not what a lot of people were expecting. A lot of people were probably expecting a different track from ABBA, considering how many that they have. But this is one that Ghost does very well. It's a about 5-minute long number, and once again, it really is the band showcasing how you can take a band such as ABBA that has a musically different style than the band itself does, and really is able to easily transform it into a song that fits their style, that adds that little psychedelic rhythm to it, that adds that little bit of 70s laced acid rock to it, although in a much different format than what acid rock truly is. But whenever you think about it, if you listen to this track on acid, it's definitely a rock song, and you're definitely still on acid, so fuck you, it's acid rock. But yeah, I really like the way in which they're able to harbor this track. I really like anything that I've heard from this track live. It's definitely been a very cool little experience, but it's certainly one that everybody who have been fans of Ghost for a while know about. So let's move on to Crucified, which is an Army of Lovers cover. You're probably wondering, who the fuck is that? Army of Lovers actually was a group from Sweden that had a huge hit with this song in the early part of the 1990s. They were a little bit more of the disco persuasion, a little bit more of the pop persuasion, so that's probably why a lot of people in the States did not hear about them, because the Euro disco or the Euro pop revival of the 1990s, or really it's one that even was in the 80s, so there was not really a revival portioned into that. It's definitely a song that spent 8 consecutive weeks on the Swedish music charts. It was a huge hit over there, and it's not that bad of a song. Definitely check it out if you're into a little bit of casual exploration. And this is a song that Ghost masters. They do this really, really well. Just from the refrain, I'm being crucified just like my Savior, you kind of have this haunting tinge in your, kind of to your skin. Your skin starts to crawl, and you start to get goosebumps whenever you hear him say this, because it's something that seems so directly opposite to what Ghost is all about. But they're able to make this song sound so haunting and so just sinister in a weird way, while also having a lot of fun with it, that it just really is able to illuminate through the whole character building idea. This is really just them performing a song that they really, really love. Fun fact, this was also a song that was praised by Kurt Cobain, for all of you Nirvana fans. That was something that was in his journals that were found after his death. Let's move on to track number 4, which is Waiting for the Night. This is the Depeche Mode cover. If you don't know Depeche Mode, please do yourself a favor and listen to some damn Depeche Mode. Depeche Mode is a fantastic group. Fantastic group. If you know the song Personal Jesus, then you know Depeche Mode. Waiting for the Night, however, is not a song that is atypically, I guess you would say, associated with a lot of, Depeche Mode, songs that immediately come to mind. You immediately think of songs such as Personal Jesus. You think of songs like People Are People. You think of songs such as Never Let Me Down Again, just to name a couple. And yet this is the one that they chose, and it's because, once again, it's a song that they love, and it's a song that they love to play, and play damn well. The atmosphere on these covers is really the big thing. The atmosphere is done exclusively well. I just really have to praise how each and every one of these covers feel. The voice is something where if you're expecting it to sound just like the groups that you see that they are covering, don't look for that. It's not going to happen. This is a unique voice, and that is what makes these guys kind of so alluring, because Papa Emeritus II has such a unique and very, very easy to define voice. And so they're able to take you really do these takes on all of these tracks, do it their own way, and it works really, really well, just so long as that voice mends with the musicianship. And once again, on this song, it does. Really, the live version of Secular Haze is the only blemish on this EP. I felt that this was handled extremely well. I'm not going to give this a rating, so to speak, because this is a covers album, and I felt that it was done well, so I'm going to give it a passing grade, I guess is the best way to put it. But this is definitely one to check out. This is definitely one to get, especially if you're a Ghost fan. If you're a Ghost fan, this is absolutely essential. You need to pick this up, be a completionist to your Ghost collection, and check out some of these other groups that maybe you don't know. Check out some Rocky Erickson material. Check out some Army of Lovers. Check out the original version of Crucified. It's really good. Definitely check out some Depeche Mode if you haven't already, but I'm assuming a lot of you already have. And if you don't know ABBA by now, then you will never, 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 never know them. And that's not even an ABBA song. If you know that song, post it in the comments. And I'm going to guarantee you one thing. It's not a metal song, so you're going to have to do some research on that one. Tell me also in the comments what your favorite Ghost cover is, as well as your favorite Ghost song. And I will talk to you guys next time whenever we're going to be talking about a part 2. Yeah. Fun.